Hello guys, this is Amar Hatti, your CAD CAM teacher. Hope you all are doing fine in this pandemic. We are dealing with your second unit of your CAD CAM and automation, and we are into the first part of your second unit, that is curves. So till now, we have derived the parametric equation of a line and also solved many numericals on that, and parametric equation of circle, and also we had numericals on the same. So today's video lecture, we are going to derive the parametric equation of your ellipse, parabola and hyperbola. While looking at the parametric equation of ellipse is as similar as your parametric equation of a circle. The only difference is there you have the radius of a circle which is similar to all the points, and we have an independent parameter u. But in ellipse we have same independent parameter u, which is an angular independent parameter, but the only difference we have a major axis and a minor axis because of ellipse. Okay, so here comes your first thing, that is the parametric equation of the ellipse. Well, figure shows, you can have the figure here which shows ellipse with a center point PC having the coordinate points xc, yc and zc as the center, while A and B as semi-major axes and semi-minor axes, where A is semi-major axis in the sense half of the major axis, and B is your semi-minor axis, the half of your minor axis. We have the center point PC and A and B semi-major axis and semi-minor axes. Let's consider any point P on the ellipse which are having the coordinate points x comma y comma z. Okay, x comma y comma z, and this P is having an independent angle or angular parameter u which is tilted with an angle of u. Okay, so if I'm going to represent this point P by using semi-major axis and semi-minor axis, my horizontal distance from the center to the point P is a cos u, and my distance of the P in vertical distance from the center is b sine u, where A is semi-major axis and B is semi-minor axis. So if we have any point on the circle or a ellipse and I wanted to find the distance from center, we are going to use just cos u and sin u, or cos theta and sin theta. So here we are having an independent parameter, angular parameter u, and it has semi-major axis A and it has semi-minor axis B. So the point P from the center has a cos u in horizontally, and it has b sin u from the center vertically. Okay, so I wanted to find out the parametric equation for ellipse. So only in the extra thing which is added here compared to the circle is A and B. So my x, y and z will be, x will be xc plus a cos u, where xc is the coordinate points of x axis of center point plus that a cos u, and y will be yc, the y coordinate of the center point, plus b sine u, where the vertical distance of the point P from the center, and z remains zc, center point or z coordinate of the center point. So only changes here is A and B instead of the radius r in the circle. But what is the thing is, if I wanted to find out a point P, any point P which is having an independent parameter u, this is simple, xc plus a cos u, yc plus b sin u and zc, that is simple. So this is simple one. If I wanted to find out the point P parametric equation, that is simple. But what if I wanted to find out the parametric equation of my successor point compared to the initial point P, successor point compared to the initial point P, which are having the coordinate points x, y and z. So the successor point will be P, and if I consider that, and it has an independent angular parameter u, and I wanted to find out the successor point of Pn is Pn plus 1. So I need to go for the recursive method. Parametric equation of ellipse by recursive method. So it is also as simple as or as similar as this circle, where we are having circle equation xn plus 1 equal to xc plus xn minus xc cos delta u minus a by b, a divided by b into yn minus yc into sine delta u. So what is delta u here? It is a change in the angular position or the angular parameter between Pn and Pn plus 1. Well, it is already tilted with an angle of 30 degree, and I wanted to find out the next successor point on a ellipse. So my delta u will be 30 degrees. Okay. So the only changes is a and b. So my xn plus 1 will be xc plus xn minus xc cos delta u minus a by b yn minus yc sine delta u. Well, this xn minus xc I found out from here, x equal to xc plus a cos u, where if I consider xn, yn and zn, my xn minus xc will be a cos u and yn minus yc will be b sine u, and z remains same. So yn plus 1 will be yc plus yn minus yc cos delta u plus a by b xn minus xc sine delta u, and zn plus 1 will be zn. So if you simplify this one, you are going to get these equations. Only difference there are, but here we have semi-major axis and semi-minor axis, nothing else. So if the examiner is going to ask you a question on this one, you have to solve and going to put or substitute the values as per this equation, and you need to find out the parametric values or the parametric values of the equation given for ellipse by recursive method. So this is about the parametric equation of your ellipse. So next comes your parabola. So if I said you parabola, what exactly comes to your mind? It's just a path followed by any figure. So if you consider when you kick a ball or shoot an arrow or throw a stone in air, it arcs up into air and comes down again. Okay, so the path followed by the stone which you thrown is going to follow, or which is going to have a parabolic structure. So before going to know what exactly the definition of a parabola, you must know what is a fixed point and a fixed straight line. Well, we have a fixed point which is called as a focus or the focus. Okay, and a fixed straight line which is called the directrix. Because once you know what exactly the meaning of directrix and the fixed point or the focus, you're going to clearly understand the definition of a parabola. And also you have to know what is vertex, the axis of the symmetry. Okay, so if I go to the definition of a parabola is a curve where any point is at an equal distance from a fixed point and a fixed straight line. It has an equal distance from a fixed point, that is called a focus, and a fixed straight line, that is the directrix. If I have a parabolic structure and I have a focus and I have a directrix, let's consider any point on the parabola, and that point, the distance between that point to focus is equal to the distance between that point to the perpendicular distance between the directrix. Whatever the point you are going to select on a parabola, it is the distance between the focus to that point is equal to the perpendicular distance between that point to the directrix. That is the definition of a parabola. That is the definition of a parabola. So next comes is your the axis of symmetry. You have to know what is the axis of symmetry. Well, the axis of symmetry is a straight line which goes through the focus at the right angles to the directrix or perpendicular to the directrix. So axis of symmetry goes through the focus at the right angle or perpendicular to the directrix. Okay, and the vertex is a point or where the parabola makes its sharpest turn. Well, you can see we have a focus and we have a point, and that point is vertex. You can see the second figure, the vertex where the parabola makes its sharpest turn, or you can say that a point where the axis of symmetry and the parabolic curve meet is called as vertex. And you know that the directrix and focus. Well, one more thing I wanted to tell you, the distance between the focus point to the vertex is equal to the distance between the vertex to the point where directrix and axis of symmetry are meeting. The axis of symmetry are meeting. It has the same distance. It has the same distance. Well, next your third figure shows the focus, or we can call it as a reflector. This figure is going to define, or this figure is going to explain you the property of the parabola. So any ray parallel to the axis of symmetry gets reflected off the surface straight to the focus. Let's consider I have a parabola and I am going to emit the lights on the parabolic side. So any ray which is parallel to the axis of the symmetry, which is going to get reflected off to the surface straight to the focus, and that is why we are going to call it as a focus. And that explains why that dot is called as the focus, and because that's where all the rays gets focused. Well, you can assume the examples or where the real-time environment we are using the applications of the parabola. Have you seen the satellite dishes? Some satellite dishes, they are in the shape of parabola. So whatever the signals which are incidenting on the parabola, which symmetry gets reflected off to the surface straight to the focus, where the focus is going to absorb the signal structures. So next example is your radar dishes, and you have seen the sun rays are going to concentrate on a point to make a hot spot where we are using the parabola. In a simple example, have you seen your bike headlights, where you are having a bulb which is going to emit the light in all the directions, but you are going to get the light only in a front direction. Why? Because at the point of focus we fixed a bulb which is going to emit its lights on all the direction, but whatever the light which is incidenting on the parabolic structure which we fixed in the headlight, it is going to turn that light into a straight line. So that is one of the example or application of the parabolic structures, parabolic curves. Okay, so you must know what is the parametric equation of parabola. So here the parabola is represented in a Cartesian coordinate system, and it has a center point PV. Well, we cannot use the center point here, but we can use the vertex point PV, which is having coordinate points XV, YV, and ZV. So I wanted to find out the parametric equation of any point on the parabola. So I considered point P, which has having coordinate points X, Y, and Z. So here one term which is added extra here is A. Okay, so A is the distance between the vertex point to the point of contact of the symmetry and the directrix, is the distance between vertex point and the point of contact between the symmetry and directrix, that is A. And U, here we have the independent parameter which goes from 0 to infinite, Well, if I derive the parametric equation of a parabola, which is a quite lengthier one, and you have to go for the things which are not added into your syllabus. So I'm directly going to explain you the parametric equation of a parabola, where x equal to xv plus au square and y is yv plus 2au and z equal to zv, where xv, yv and zv are your coordinate points of the vertex, and A is the distance between vertex point and point of contact of symmetry and directrix, and U is your independent parameter. So this is about parametric equation of your parabola. So next comes is your hyperbola. So what is hyperbola? When it comes to your mind, you must know what is hyperbola. Well, you can see the first figure. If I explain you the definition of a hyperbola, so hyperbola is two curves that are like infinite bows, It is quite similar to parabola, but parabola has some different properties and hyperbola has completely different properties. So in a simple sense, hyperbola is two curves that are like infinite bows. Well, look at just one of the curves here, the first figure. So any point P is closer to F. Well, this F and G's are actually the focus points, okay? Focus points. So in a parabola, what I said, any point P, the distance between point P to focus is equal to the distance between that point to the perpendicular distance to the directrix. Here we have something else, that is, here we have some ratios between the distance between point and focus to the perpendicular distance between the point P and directrix. We have some ratios here. So any point P is closer to F than to G by some constant amount. We have a constant which is added here. And also, if you see, the other curve is a mirror image and is closer to G than to F, So PF is not equal to PG, but we can say that PF is equal to PG if we added some constant in this one. So magnitude of PG minus PF is equal to a constant. So whatever the point you are going to select on the hyperbola, if the magnitude of PG minus PF is the same constant, So in other words, the distance from P to F is always less than the distance P to G by some constant amount, and for the other curve P to G is always less than P to F by that constant amount. So the magnitude of PF minus PG is having a constant. So here each bow is called a branch, and F and G are also called as a focus. What I said already, these are focus points. So here also we have the axis of symmetry. You can see that in the second figure we have axis of symmetry which goes through each focus, and we have two vertices where each curve makes its sharpest turns, and also it is a point of contact between the axis of symmetry and the hyperbola, okay? And here what I said, we have a distance a small a or capital A you can add, which is the distance between the vertices or the vertex point to the focus point, and it is a constant difference between the lengths. And also we have two asymptotes which are not part of the hyperbola but show where the curve would go if continued infinitely in each of the four directions. And also you can see here what I said, in parabola the distance between these two are same. Here we have some ratios. If you see in the horizontal distance between any point P on the hyperbola, or the perpendicular distance between this point to the directrix has some ratio with the distance between the point on the hyperbola to the focus. So if I tell you it has a ratio of 1:2. What it means is the perpendicular distance between any point on the hyperbola to the directrix has 10 mm. Then the distance between the focus to that point is 20 mm. Because it has a ratio 1:2. So these distances are always in the same ratio. So that is hyperbola. So if I tell you the exact example of the hyperbola, let's consider planet or a path of the spacecraft. Well, we have a Martian orbit MOM, right? So when we send a spacecraft to rotate about the planet, it is not going to go directly. Okay, it is not going to go directly. It is going to follow some path which is in the shape of hyperbola. So that is one of the example of your hyperbola. So this is about a simple information about hyperbola, but you have to know the parametric equation of the hyperbola. So let's have to find out the parametric equation of the hyperbola, we have to consider A and B's. Well, A is the distance between the vertex point and the focus point horizontally, and B is the distance between vertex point and any point or focus point in vertically. So as I said, if I'm going for the equation clearly, we are going to have a lengthier equation. So I'm going to directly telling you x is xv plus a cos hu and y equal to yv plus b sin hu, and z will remain zv, where xv, yv and zv are the coordinate points of the vertex point, and a and b are the distance between the vertex point and focus, a horizontally and b vertically, where cos h we are using because it is a hyperbolic function, and u is your independent parameter. So this is about your parametric equation of a line, a circle, ellipse, hyperbola and parabola. So this completes the analytical curves of your first part. Curves, we have two types, right? Analytical curves and synthetic curves. So in analytical curves, we completed this one. The only left part in your first part is synthetic curves. So in next video lecture, I am going to start the second part of your second unit. Okay, thank you.